Hey folks, Machinery Pete here. Tell you what, we have a very special video today. I am out in South Dakota. I am kind of in the Watertown, Florence area here, and we have a special episode of our TV show coming up that'll be airing not too much longer in the future, but I tell you, an amazing story we have to tell you here. We are at the Joy Ranch, and folks, hey, you guys quit talking.
Sorry.
Folks, this is Joy Nelson on the left here, owner, creator of the Joy Ranch, an amazing facility. On the right, this is my friend Lynn Odland. You might recognize from our TV show every week, Dakota Ag Innovations. Lynn is president and owner of the company. Dakota Shine, Power of Foam, great products. And we have a story to tell now. On August 19th, an amazing event, the Joy Ranch Rendezvous, is going to be held right here in Florence, South Dakota. And Joy, can you, first of all, tell us about the Joy Ranch, how it got started, and the mission that you've created here?
Joy Ranch is a nonprofit, and it originally was my horse ranch. And I gifted it to the nonprofit to help people with challenges through experiences with horses and experiences on the South Dakota prairie here. So we do programs, retreats for people that are having medical issues, people that have disability issues, mobility issues. We do programs for veterans. We do programs for autistic children. We work with Sanford's medical camps. So just last week, Sanford's Bring It On camp was here, and those are for children that are afflicted and currently in treatment for cancer.
Okay.
We also do the Sanford Spirit Camp, which is for children with spina bifida. And they'll be here the latter part of July.
Okay.
And the reason this works for everyone is not only do we address all these challenges and give them experiences that they can't have in their normal life right now, but the total facility, it's 126 acres. There's 42,000 square feet under roof, and it's completely accessible. So from table heights to doorknobs to paths to the horse facilities to restrooms. So anybody that has any issue can participate in any activity at Joy Ranch.
And Lynn, my friend, you told me about Joy and the Joy Ranch and this incredible mission. Thank you for cluing me in. And just your take of the Joy Ranch and their mission, Lynn.
I've been around a lot of things. I've never seen nothing like it. It's probably the best kept secret in the Midwest. It's for a cause. Joy has put her heart and soul into it and comes with the interest and energy to put this thing into what it is. She's taken her friendship of people, understanding of people, and turned it into a location that has a good cause. And there's very few things that are done in this world today that have this. So my knowledge of Joy and the Joy Ranch and being able to invite you here to see this firsthand and to talk about the 2023 Rendezvous.
August 19th.
Somehow or another we got started.
Right.
Yeah, folks, it's going to be such a fun day. We're going to talk about the details. And again, we'll be here filming a special episode of Machinery Pete TV on August 19th. We'll actually be here on the 18th and the 19th. In this facility, I'll just pan around here a little bit, folks. In the background, you might see an old country church. Now, Joy, you saved that church.
I did.
It was from, was it Irwin?
Irwin, South Dakota.
And brought it here to the Joy Ranch.
And I brought it here. Yes.
And why did you bring an old country church to the Joy Ranch?
I'm a historian, and I love the simple life of the 1800s and the camaraderie of people, how they got together and helped each other, in those days. And so I've saved several historic buildings and moved them, to the ranch. And there were some of the folks left that went to this church, and years ago, that was their only source of social, that was their whole social.
No internet back then.
No internet. So they were just thrilled that somebody was going to do something with their church, and that's back in service, to people. I restored it, and it isn't much different than I put a new roof on it, put new windows in it, painted it, rewired it, but the church is just like when they went to church. All the contents inside are just like when they went to that church.
It's a totally functional building.
Yeah.
And folks,
And
we're gonna
that would have been done and gone and buried
Right.
by now.
Right.
And Joy brought it alive.
Right, folks, we're going to take a little tour here. I think Lynn's going to be our driver. We're going to tour the Joy Ranch and talk a little bit more about the mission, Joy, as we go, and more about the event on Saturday, August 19th, the Joy Ranch Rendezvous. Folks, you might want to circle this. Well, not might. You want to circle this date on your calendar and get out here to Florence, South Dakota. It's going to be so much fun. But Lynn, can you be the chauffeur?
Sure.
Okay, let's hop in the vehicle and off we go. Now, Joy. When did you create the ranch? Was it back in the late 80s, early 90s?
Yes, I bought the land in 1989.
Okay.
And it was a bare piece of ground. There was nothing here other than one tree.
One tree.
One tree.
Okay.
So I worked at the conservation office and put in all the tree belts that you see here today.
Okay.
And started moving in a few buildings, the historical buildings, and then started to build the rest of the buildings that you see here today.
Okay.
It was my horse ranch.
And we should say to folks, Joy, that don't know you if they're not into the competitive horse field, you're a national champion.
I am. I showed my mare to her national championship, and it was one of the highlights of my life. So
That was
I worked hard to get there.
Well, that is awesome. Well, I think we'll maybe learn more about that as we go. But let's after you, Joy, we'll hop in and we'll tour the Joy Ranch.
The best way to describe Joy is the one tree she said that's on the place is still the lone tree sitting up by the road coming in.
Yep.
She saved the tree.
Save the tree.
Yeah.
Okay. So 126 acres.
Correct.
And the vibe you've created here, Joy, nostalgia. It has just a calming, peaceful effect as we tour around.
It does. It's
By design.
by design.
Yeah.
By absolute design.
Okay, so we have a stagecoach.
You?
And here we go, folks. This is the Joy Ranch. Unbelievable. Kind of a main street. How in the world did you create this, Joy?
I've always been just enamored with the 1800s and been a cowgirl since I was a little kid. So
Okay.
The only thing I know how to decorate is Western.
Western.
Yeah.
You have a Western heart. Well, here we go. If you've not been, folks, and again, I think, Lynn, you said it right. I think the Joy Ranch is the best kept secret in the upper Midwest and beyond. It's amazing, and we'll talk more about it, but in terms of your ag organizations, if you do meetings, whether board meetings, employee training events, whatever, you want to talk about an amazing facility, you need to look at the Joy Ranch. And Joy, what is your website?
The website is JRSD, joyranchsd.org.
JRSD.org. Okay, let's hop out here.
One of the things about this isn't a Hollywood set. This is actual buildings.
Yep.
There's something behind the fronts. And that's rare in this world. There is nothing phony about this main street. And
Barbershop.
as you've seen, and as you'll see behind the scenes, there are buildings behind you that reminisce the names on the front. You have the Longhorn Cafe, and that is a restaurant and a cafe behind it.
Yeah, and you are right, Lynn. It's not just a kind of a facade main street, is it, Joy?
No, it's for real.
Okay, here let's do a little walking and talking here. Now let's maybe duck in just the detail here at the Joy Ranch. You'll notice storm shelter, and again, handicap accessible all throughout the facility. And if we open the door here, just a quick look, folks. So there you go, handicap accessible. But it's one thing to just make it handicap accessible. It's another thing to theme it throughout. And you can see that Joy has done that to an amazing level of detail. And Joy, as we walk around here, the detail was astounding to me. So
Well,
hats
thank you.
off to you for what.
Thank you. There's a lot of history, real authentic pieces, within the whole facility, and a lot of repurposed pieces too.
Right.
So we've saved a lot of Western memorabilia and antiques that are now alive here again for people to enjoy.
They're a piece of the Joy Ranch.
They are.
Wow. And how many?
When you said antiques, you pointed at me. Joy.
I think we're pretty close to the same age.
I know.
Good South Dakota humor there, Lynn. That's very good. Joy, roughly how many kids with disabilities come through the Joy Ranch on a given year at this point?
The kids that are school age, typically they're going to come in the summer, so there'll be
Yeah.
several thousand,
Several thousand,
that come
okay.
this summer.
And they come
Yeah.
in sometimes small groups?
They do, sometimes small groups, like this week we have a kids and horse camp here, and there's only 8 attendees at
Okay.
that. But
Okay.
last week, like I said, we had the Sanford Cancer Kids Camp, and
Okay.
there was 30-some kids, but then with the medical staff, we were, between 50 and
Sure.
60 people.
And, again, the goal to get them around the horses and this relaxing Western vibe, just opportunities that they could never have elsewhere.
While they're experiencing all these challenges, in their life. So
Now, you being a horse person, what is it about working with horses?
Horses, and I've been with horses all my life, and horses are so intuitive. I mean, they read humans. And do you know that a horse can detect your heartbeat 6 feet away?
I did not know that.
They do. Yep. That's a clinical proven fact.
Wow.
So, but they do. They read your emotions. They can almost read your mind. And so they bond with people. And a lot of these kids that are experiencing trouble in their life, the bonding with the horses helps them to be able to establish confidence again. And just to have an experience in their life when they're having a real troubled time. We do a program called Hope Healing in Horses. We partnered with Northeast South Dakota law enforcement. So they send us children that have been sexually abused. And they, of course, have shut down.
Right.
And through working with the horses, it establishes their confidence again and helps them to be able to forge relationships again. So
Wow.
they're powerful. Horses are
Changing lives, Joy.
We're trying.
Amazing.
Yep,
The
that's what
horses
we do.
that Joy has here are so well behaved, and as she said, they can detect, they can tell people, they can see what's going on in a person's mind.
They do.
And it's rare that she has a group of horses or a herd of horses per se that can detect and work with kids and with people with disabilities. And not all horses are that forgiving or understanding.
Right.
And all of her whole herd here is able to do that. So
Joey-
there is no problem with any of them.
No.
So you shared a stat with me when we were chatting before we started filming here that kind of blew my socks off about a study that you commissioned years ago with South Dakota State University. Can you
Yes.
tell us about that?
I sure can. We started out doing volunteer programs here, for the kids, disabled kids, veterans, big brothers, big sisters. And I could see that the need was much bigger than our volunteer programs in the ranch yard. So SDSU did a feasibility study. And what they came back with was, and this was quite a few years ago, they came back with an identified 30,000 people within a 100-mile radius of the I-29 corridor from the Iowa border to North Dakota
Yep.
that would have need of a facility like this, be it the accessibility,
30,000.
the 30,000.
And this, again, we're in an area of wonderful God's country here in eastern South Dakota. It's not very populous,
No.
but even here, 30,000.
And that number grows to that, Greg, because of the diversity of what we serve.
Right.
It isn't just the cancer kids or just the
Autism.
right
Yeah,
autism. The diversity of the people we serve makes that number grow to where it is.
That's part of the Joy Ranch mission, to serve all kids in need.
That's right.
Right.
And adults.
Adults too. Okay.
Yeah, adults too. We have group homes that come here with their caregivers.
Sure.
And
The sad part is that there's a lot of kids and people out there that need to come to a facility like this, and they don't have the
They don't know about
opportunity, and they don't know about
Yeah.
it. So
Well, the awareness, right? We that's part of why we're be filming this special episode,
right.
Joy, and thank you for inviting us. And let's do a little walk and talk here as we go down. Now, you refer to this as Main Street,
we do. That's right.
okay?
And typically not for cars. It's for kids and horses and wheelchairs and
Talk about a nice place to take a load off and sit and talk, folks, right there. And now, again, these aren't just storefronts, Joy,
no.
but tell me about the mission, the drive you had to create this to be part of the Joy Ranch?
You know, I'm so passionate about what we do here and so passionate about the 1800s that it just came to me, you know. It just, so it was a lot of work, no doubt, but it was just fun to create all this and just build a whole high comfort, but a whole 1880s town.
Right. And you also at the Joy Ranch here do a lot of weddings and family reunions and all kinds of events, I understand.
We do. We're Wedding Central. It's the
Okay.
perfect venue, you know, for weddings.
Well, you talk about a memorable wedding site or, you know, party after the wedding. Wow, we talk about memorable. Hanging out at the Joy Ranch, you must get quite a lot of happy customers there.
Oh, we do. Can you imagine a wedding on Main Street here?
It would be pretty good.
And
Now,
a wedding dance.
and if we talk again, we're switching gears, but back to the event, August 19th on Saturday, the Joy Ranch Rendezvous. I understand right on Main Street here, we're gonna have a gunfight.
We're going to have a shootout right at noon.
High noon shootout,
High noon.
folks. That's one reason why you gotta come here.
You gotta bring your gun.
And I'm going to be in that gunfight.
Joy, you're going to be in the gunfight.
I am.
Oh my goodness. Well, we'll be here filming it for Machinery Pete TV. It'll be so fun. And let's just talk about some of the other super fun stuff going on that day. I understand the one-armed bandit.
One-armed bandit. And you, of course.
Well, we'll be here filming and talking to folks. It's always great fun. It'll be like coming to a nice auction. That's a good day.
And the one-armed bandit.
Now, Lynn, you kind of know that one-armed bandit guy a little bit. That's quite a show, isn't it?
John Payne is, I think he's on his either 15th or 16th year of winning the Act of the Year in the PRCA,
Wow.
which is the Professional Rodeo Cowboys Association. John comes here with an interesting story because he literally only has one arm. He had an accident years ago that created that. But he has a way to talk with his livestock, and he will take horses. He's as passionate on horses as Joy is. But he'll take his horses, whatever animals he has along, and he will ride with them, chase them, and the next thing you know, they'll be on his flatbed of his 1-ton Dodge pickup, and they'll go up a ramp, and they'll be about 10 or 12 feet in the air on top of the trailer, and John will go up there with them. And when he's riding, he doesn't use a rein, he uses his feet, because he'll have either a black snake in one arm or a whip, you know, just for show and to make it crack and do things.
Yep.
Or he might be carrying a gun that's loaded with blanks. So he doesn't have room to have the reins in the hand because he's busy. But when you watch him, he'll probably be on his mule. And this mule we all know the height of a flatbed, 1-ton bed.
Yep.
And he will jump up on it as he's put buffalo on it, he's put zebras on it.
Wow.
He's put paint horses on it.
Yeah,
He might come with his paints, which will make you feel good.
That would be great.
And so with that, it's a one-of-a-kind show.
Yep.
He'll also then be interactive through the crowd through the day, and we're going to have one probably somewhere in mid-morning and one in the afternoon.
Okay.
And Joey and I don't have the schedule quite completed yet, but we're going to fit a lot in, including you.
Yep.
You know, you will be here to talk, socialize, and have an opportunity to meet a lot of the followers that you have in this region, which is a substantial number.
We'll have a few sessions where we can get together and talk, and beautiful throughout the facility. And let's keep walking and talking here, Joy. But JR's bunkhouse, or Junior, I'm sorry.
No, that's JR.
That's JR. Oh, there you go, Joy Ranch bunkhouse. So, is this the entrance to the, or where's the rooms that folks stay in here?
That'd be over there.
Over this way. Okay, let's start there maybe. Because you know, families come here, kids come here, groups, and you have on-site 16 rooms.
16 high
16
comfort
rooms.
themed rooms.
Okay, high comfort themed rooms, and the theming is amazing, folks. I'll just try to pan around as we walk here, but it is so fun just to be here and see everything and the detail, Joy. The passion you put into this is just incredible. Okay, so let's move on along here. And do we go to the left?
Left of this room, the right
Right
is the
is
meeting room.
Dining room.
Oh,
And
and
the restaurant, so forth.
yep. And you have a kitchen in there, and you serve,
Full commercial kitchen.
right? So
Yep.
you're feeding the kids when they come for the groups, and
Yes.
yep.
And we do dinners for corporate retreats and things when they come.
And also in the winter and spring, you do, what'd you call it, chef's table?
Chef's night.
Chef's night.
Chef's night. And well-known chefs in our area
Yep.
will come and they'll cook, you know, in our kitchen.
Yep.
And they have a sponsor
Okay.
that sponsors the cost of the food.
Yep.
And people from the area will buy a ticket,
Sure.
you know, to the event, and they get to wander the whole town. They have a wonderful dinner,
Yep.
and then all the proceeds go to camperships for the kids.
And so the, you know, raising money for the mission for the kids, kind of at the heart, you know, to facilitate maybe kids and families that maybe don't have the resources.
Yes. Many times, Greg, a family that has a member that has a challenge in their life, they also have a financial challenge.
Right.
Maybe mom's got to stay home, you know, with the child, and so we're a one-income family,
Right.
and so there's a financial challenge. So us doing these fundraisers, such as the Rendezvous and Chef Night, just helps us to be able to help them to be able to come and not let finances be an issue.
Right. Well, God bless you, Joy, for the work you've done here, what you've created, and the mission is just amazing. And you're hoping that the Joy Ranch can actually expand and grow here.
Yes, we
Over time?
have 16 themed rooms now, but we're finding for some of the groups that we don't have enough space. So in the master plan, we do have to add 16 more retreat rooms, which
Okay.
we'd love to do, but that means raising money, of course.
Sure.
Right.
And again, that website, if people are interested, you know, being involved with a great cause here.
Yep,
Where they can get-
joyranchofsd.org.
Okay.
Yep.
Sounds good, Joy.
Joy, the map, Greg, pretty well tells the story of,
Yeah.
of the facilities, the lake, the ability to entertain most anybody at any time.
Yeah, it is amazing, folks. I spent some time with Lynn and Joy before we started recording here, getting a little tour, and honestly, it just blew me away. Lynn had tried to prepare me, and he said, "Greg, honestly, you just have to come see it." And I needed to get a feel of it before our filming on the event on Saturday, August 19th. And again, Joy, what you've created here is amazing. So let's walk down now. Again, the 16 rooms here.
Yep, hallway to the 16 rooms.
Okay.
We had the cancer camp check out, you know, just a day or so ago.
Sure.
So the housekeeping is here cleaning some of the
Yep.
rooms.
But not just rooms, folks. Every room has a theme. So there you have the Watertown History Room, Carpenter's Sun Room, all kinds of themes that
We can go in here.
we can take a peek. Okay. There you go. Very nice. And again, I forget your line, Joy, but you know, hotel rooms are hotel rooms.
Yeah, hotel rooms are hotel rooms, but I say to people when they come to tour the place, I ask them, have you ever stayed in a hotel where you opened up the window and you got the perfect view of the air conditioner? And they go, yeah. I said, we don't have that here. We have horses going down Main Street
Nice.
on this side of the hall, or on the other side of the hall, you have the beautiful view of the lake. So
Right. And again, just the theming in the room itself. I mean, the work involved, Joy, with sourcing these type of materials. But I'm guessing that's been a kind of a
Lifetime
labor of
passion.
love.
Yep, lifetime passion.
There's probably not a square foot here or an item here that Joy hasn't touched
Wow.
Oh yeah.
and found. So she has been the resource of finding everything
Right.
and bringing it home.
And Joy, I understand our auctioneer friends around the region, they know you well.
Oh, they
Keep
do.
an eye out
Yes,
for.
they do. Yep.
Okay.
Now they'll be at auctions and see something and think, oh, I think Joy's probably going to need this at the ranch. So
Well, again, so cool. 16 rooms here, folks. So again, it's just peaceful. And back by the entrance, again, I'm trying to remember your phrase, Joy, about when you come here.
when I sat with the architect and designed this,
Yep.
I said I want to create the feeling for our guests and our kids that when they park the car in the parking lot, they've left that world behind. And when they walk through Shortcut Alley, which is where they enter the western town, that now you've entered this world, the world of more peacefulness, relaxing, being able to do anything here that you want to do.
All disability accessible.
Completely, the
Yeah.
whole entire facility.
Wow. And you did that 20 some plus years ago, so
Yeah,
you're way ahead of the game.
It opened in 2012.
2012, okay, gotcha.
The interesting thing about the facilities, it's all handicap accessible, but you don't know it. You don't see it.
Right.
You know, a lot of facilities you go in that are that way, and that's a little bit of a, the disabled realize it, that it's obvious. Here it's not obvious. Joy has built this in a way that the disabled that need the handicap accessibility, it's not sitting there as a mark against them.
Right.
Right.
You and I have walked through here, and if we didn't point it out, you wouldn't know.
No, you're completely
And
correct.
yet, if we had a disability, we could also walk through here.
Right.
I went to open the front door, and I forgot that it's automated, and it
Automated.
already opened it for me
Right.
by the time I got to it.
Again, the detail, Joy, is amazing. So thank you for the look at the, and again, this room was called
Carpenter's Son.
Carpenter's Son. There you go, themed beautifully. All right, let's walk down the
Okay.
hall, and I think we have some different, we have the Prairie Church room across the way, a one-room schoolhouse, which, by the way, you have a one-room schoolhouse
I do.
on the property.
We do, down by the lake. And it too is a historical one-room schoolhouse that
And it's
I
from
moved here.
1890s,
That was
wasn't it?
1896, I believe. Yeah.
And where in South Dakota did you find that one-room schoolhouse?
That I found like 20 miles north of Watertown. here.
Okay.
And got it from a gentleman who went to school in that school.
He went to school there.
He did.
Oh,
Yeah.
you must be so appreciative of someone who wants to keep history alive.
Oh, he was so happy that somebody was going to save his
Yeah.
school, because those buildings, they have fond memories, you know, for these people, and
Right.
and they'll come and visit all the time.
It's a piece of them forever.
That's right.
Right.
Yeah,
Here, their ancestors can come to it also.
they do.
Which
and
is-
they do.
Sure.
You know, my grandma, or whomever has been in that school.
Right.
And that's how things can be carried on.
Okay, we'll keep walking here, folks. And again, they're working ranch here. They're cleaning the rooms, but a hunting and fishing room for those who, well, there must be some
Sure.
young folks that have dreams of being a hunter or fisherman and get to stay in this room. And look at this, folks. Oh, apologize if my camera's not picking up everything, but just themed to a beautiful degree, Joy. Again, it would be kind of easy just to say, hey, we got 16 rooms.
Right. Yeah, and they all
But,
look alike, right?
Yeah.
No.
The feedback, tell us about the feedback you get from people on staying in one of these particular
Oh.
rooms.
They love it. They love it because it's fun, you know, it's visiting another area, and yet it's high comfort. So
Right.
So a lot of our return visitors, they'll pick another room the next time they come because
Ah.
they want to experience the next
Different
thing.
experience.
Or they'll want to stay on this side because they can watch the horses go down Main Street. Next time they come, they want to watch the sunsets over the lake. So.
Right. Oh, and that is across the way there. Joy's best friend's room. Now, what is that? What's this all about, Joy?
I'm an animal lover. And, I happen to be single, so my family and friends are my dogs and horses.
Ah, and is this the room where you have an actual picture of your champion horse?
Room 4, the very
Four,
next
okay.
one. Yep.
And this is Megan.
This is Megan.
Megan.
Hello.
Nice to see you. And you are a digital artist. Is that correct? You do your own drawings, right, Megan?
Yep.
Very cool. And you came to the ranch many years ago when you were younger?
Right?
Yep.
Very cool. And now you work here.
Right. Yep.
Awesome.
Excuse me, I got
Yep,
it.
you bet. Thanks, Megan.
Keep
See you later, Megan.
So you lead the way,
this is-
Joy?
Sorry.
Like I said, I showed horses,
Yep.
you know, for many years
Yep.
before I started Joy Ranch, and
Yep.
so this is the horse that I showed to her national championship.
1994?
Yeah, that
Wow.
picture was taken in 1994, but I got her championship in 96.
96. Okay. Awesome. What a beautiful, beautiful animal. And you'd been showing horses since you were much younger?
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
Been involved with horses all my life.
Wow.
This is what's interesting, the scenery out of the window.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, look
You,
at this,
you
folks.
can't, there's no way to describe it.
And in the distance, that's the dock you see, handicap accessible for the kids to fish,
It
right?
is. And this path too, Greg, comes out from the lower level. There's a sport court, you know, out there, but that path is all at accessible grade too. So
Okay.
anybody can get down to the lake shore. You know, there's no accessibility issues there either.
And you had a pontoon across, just out of my view, but that launched
Yeah.
while ago, taking some kids
Taking
out
the
for
kids
a ride.
out, right. And we have
Wow.
canoes and kayaks and the pontoon and a big fire pit down by the lake.
Yep.
We have fire pits everywhere.
And this is Lake Lyle?
Lake
or-
Lyle.
Lake Lyle.
Right.
Okay. What it's beautiful. And we'll hop onto the deck. We'll get a better view of it. But what a beautiful room, Joy. Just beautiful. Again, 16 rooms here, folks. Again, all handicap accessible. Getting the kids up close with horses and spending time. What's the general amount of time that young people will stay when they come to the ranch? Here, Joy?
For a camp, the cancer camp that was here last week, they were here for a full week.
Full week.
Medical staff came a day ahead of time
Okay.
and set up all the medical procedures.
And your staff, you get them fed here, and you house
Everything.
them, and
Yep,
have
they
the
never
whole
have to
day.
leave the site.
Right.
Yep.
And just what about the feedback from the parents? That must be
Oh.
unbelievable.
Oh yeah, the parents are they're so thankful that there's a place like this
Yeah.
for the kids to go to. The spina bifida kids that come at the end of this month, they come from, there is no place even regionally to accommodate that group. So some of those parents come from Michigan.
Wow.
There was a family last year that came from Washington. And I was up here, so I played wheelchair basketball with those kids.
Oh,
you know?
nice. Nice.
And their upper body strength is just incredible. I was just shocked by the time I got done.
They took you to the cleaners?
Yeah, they did.
Awesome. And one while we're on the topic, Joy, for viewers out there that might see our TV special about the Joy Ranch or watch this YouTube video, if they have special needs kids in their family and they're just individually interested in coming to the Joy Ranch, I understand you have a kind of a process for those folks as well?
We do, yeah. When there isn't a scheduled camp, like we had last week, people come and stay here, and a lot of people that maybe have a family member that, has a accessible,
Sure.
issue, they'll come and stay, and they have access to the lake and
And the
just
horses?
hanging out on Main Street and the
Right.
horses, and yeah.
I love it. Okay, let's continue down. And what the name of this building? The bunkhouse?
No, bunkhouse is across the street.
Bunkhouse across the
This
street.
is the retreat center.
Retreat Center.
Yep.
Okay. And again, more themed rooms, folks. Beautifully done. And where are we headed ahead here, Joy?
We're headed down to what we call the meeting rooms.
Okay.
So there are actually 3 rooms down here
Okay.
and another fireplace that if it's a corporate retreat or a business retreat,
Yep.
they are really nice rooms, to accommodate that. Also, quilting retreats, will be down here.
You have a lot of quilting groups come in.
We do. They love it here. They'll come and stay 3-4 days.
Did they get rowdy?
They like their wine.
That's awesome, Joy. Just we'll duck in here, and again, the facilities, folks, if you have a business organization, board meeting, whatever, you need to check out the Joy Ranch. I mean, here in Florence, in Watertown, South Dakota, it's peaceful. I think you're just gonna get stuff done and be effective, and you're gonna leave with a smile, interacting with this environment that you've created, Joy. And I'm guessing you are maybe hoping that the business end of things, you get more organizations come in and
We'd like to, yes.
Yeah.
We do have room in the calendar, off
Sure.
season
Sure.
to accommodate that. We have a company that's located here called Worth Electronics, and they do all their corporate retreats here, and they bring their people back from their overseas.
Sure,
and
sure.
They do their strategic planning here, and they tell me it's the most productive they've ever had because of the setting, because of the feeling here. You're not in an event center
Right.
where people are running. You're here.
right. And Lynn, I love the way you're a business guy, and you can go have an organizational meeting at the nicest Marriott wherever. And nothing against those outfits, but when you come to Florence, South Dakota, the Joy Ranch, you're supporting a cause at the heart of agriculture, and it's different than giving your money to a corporation.
The way this whole facility is, the way Joy has it set up, any group, business or personal, can come here, and if they leave with a bad attitude, it's their own fault. And the nice thing about having this available for board meetings per se is they don't have to leave. And yet the facilities are big enough that certain members want to get off by themselves. They have things they need to talk about. Well, there's so much space here. I think it's what, 42,000 feet
Square feet.
under roof.
Wow.
So in 42,000 feet, with all the types of facilities you're seeing, you can get lost if you don't want somebody to find you for a little bit to have some personal time and visit.
That's right.
So you show up, you walk in, you leave your attitude in the parking lot, as Joy mentioned, and they come in and they can get their work done.
Right.
And they'll leave in a better attitude, and they'll have things accomplished. So
And have your dollars.
from a business side, it's the profits of what they're spending is staying here to
Support our mission.
support your mission that's going to take care of kids.
Right.
So where else can you go to get that done?
Right.
It's not out there.
Right.
And enjoy your experience.
Yeah,
And
it's a positive
Yeah.
experience. It's going towards a good cause. And the companies that are paying for those to have them done, they can sit back and say, hey, I actually did help.
Right.
and I had a great time too.
Yeah.
And had a great time.
The great time will be the best part of it.
Right.
But when they can also help a cause, you
Right.
can't put a value to that.
And we know the ag community has a heart for those in need. And again, just all we need here is just more visibility on the amazing mission that you've created, Joy, here at the
That's
Joy
right.
Ranch.
That's right. We need some more exposure. I think a lot of people don't know we're here.
No, it's the best
Yeah.
kept secret.
Yeah.
But that's why the 2023 Rendezvous, number one,
The first
of which
one.
many more to
August
come.
19th, folks. Come
Right.
to Florence, South Dakota. We'll be here. You maybe get yourself on RFD TV on our show and all the great activities. You get to see Joy in a gunfight at high noon.
That'll be fun.
Now tell me about the fur traders. I've heard
the fur traders.
talk about the fur traders. They'll be here.
That's the Rendezvous group, and they're going to be doing. They're actually friends of Lynn's,
Okay.
and they're going to be doing blacksmith,
Mm-hmm.
loom making,
Correct.
candle making.
Correct. Everything that went on
Hatchet throwing.
in the 17 and early 1800s
Yep.
for people to survive, it's the same group that's been at the North Dakota State Fair 10 years in a row, and North Dakota keeps inviting them back.
Super popular.
They're very, very authentic.
Huh.
The work that they do is all
Hey, blacksmith
for that
work
time.
too?
Pardon?
Blacksmith work?
Absolutely.
Okay.
They'll have the forges going. In fact, the head of the camp is actually going to be making about a 3-inch sleigh bells.
Custom slave.
Making custom sleigh bells
Yep.
here
Yep.
at the Joy Ranch
And
Rendezvous.
and you're going
Right.
to be able to see them, and they're a bell that's going to ring.
Yep.
Because he's building them from flat steel, forging
Wow.
them, bending them over, and if you look closely at a bell that's on a harness or a horse or whatever, you'll see the ends are folded in. Well, he cuts the steel, then he heats them and pounds them, and he pounds them into that, and then at the last minute he puts the ball in the side, and that's where the bell comes from.
So bring your kids out
Yeah.
to the Joy Ranch Rendezvous and show them what your great-great-grandpa,
Yeah.
how he made his living.
The nice thing about the fur traders that are coming, they're a hands-on group, so there's not going to be any fences that they have to stand behind. If they've got a question, they can walk up to them.
Yeah.
The whole facilities is going to be set up in a way that, including you, everybody will have access to you, and that's the important thing of the rendezvous. Everybody is coming together as they used to in the past.
Right.
And interactive.
Yeah.
Well, let's, can we sneak out on the deck through here, Joy? Okay, I want to get you folks a look at Lake Lyle out here, this beautiful facility. And again, as we just move through the meeting facility here, you can picture your next organizational meeting here. They have everything, and it's themed. It is, the detail is amazing. How many fireplaces, Joy?
13.
13 fireplaces.
Inside gas.
Because 14 was one too many? That's amazing.
Ran out of building.
Oh,
She's not done building yet.
Yeah, we're not
no,
done
we're
yet.
still going.
Yeah.
Okay,
We'll add some more.
okay. We'll hop out here. There's again the church folks. And Joy, what are they doing? Are they doing some work on the church?
Yeah, it's being repainted right now.
Okay, gotcha.
Yep.
Okay, getting it ready for the rendezvous.
We are.
Awesome.
Yep.
And I don't know if we can
I don't know if
see.
you can
Can we
see
see
the
the
pool.
one-room schoolhouse down here?
The trees are all leased out, so it's hard to.
Tucked in amongst those trees, folks, is a beautiful little one-room schoolhouse. And on the other side, was all kinds of, looked like making s'mores and stuff. And
Yeah, there's a big fire pit down there.
fire pit, okay.
And then the walking trails take off from there
Yep.
and go all the way up the lake shore,
Wow.
up to the quarter line.
And again, one more reason to come to the Joy Ranch, folks, because like Lynn said before, if you can't change your attitude hanging out here, that's your problem. This is peaceful. We had cows in the distance on the hills before. Looks like they've done their business, but wow, what a
The
peace.
deer walk right through here.
Deer, we saw the deer. And you have one turkey. What's the turkey's name?
Turkey's name's Jenny.
Jenny.
And you walk up to her, she'll sit right down, you can pet her.
And you recently got a couple goats, I understand,
We
too?
have 2 goats, 25 horses.
25 horses. And we'll get to the horses, folks, at the heart of the Joy Ranch here. But thank you for showing us the beautiful deck here. And again, you can come out here and hang out for a few days, folks, do business, or again, any special needs in your family, young people or adults. I mean, yeah, this is a place you need to check out, the Joy Ranch in Florence, South Dakota. So let's hop back in here and we'll keep walking.
And everything's here, you never have to leave the site.
Don't have to leave. And Joy, thank you for your graciousness of your time. I know you're very, very busy, very involved in the business community.
I am?
In, you
Yes.
know, in Watertown and beyond. You've been in the real estate business for
41 years.
41 years.
41 years.
What advice would you give to a young person looking at getting into real estate?
Real estate. I love real estate. If there's 2 things I love, it's real estate and Joy Ranch, right?
Okay.
Real estate is, you have to be very, very motivated. And the first few years in the business, you really should have a backup income. 'Cause
Okay.
you have to build that network.
Sure.
Have to build that network and learn the business. So
So think long term.
think long term.
I like it. I know that long term resonates with this guy over here.
I'm afraid of it.
By the way, we will talk more about Dakota Ag Innovations, folks, on a future Machine Repeat podcast. But Lynn has built an amazing business right in Mitchell, South Dakota. And thank you for coming up today.
Greg, it's great having you here. When we first started talking about this, you're a natural fit for this because your audience, your followers make up this community and make up the type of community that we need to bring in and get involved with the Joy Ranch. So it's a privilege that you accepted the spot to come. And on the 19th, people that have heard and watched and listened to you for years are going to have the opportunity in the Midwest to come and meet you.
We'll come out and talk. We'll
Yeah.
talk.
And
Awesome.
it's going to be a nice experience for them. And thank you again for
Oh.
your interest in the Joy Ranch.
It's just an honor to
We
be involved.
appreciate that.
So
We're
let's.
not, Greg, we're not a huge national organization.
Mhm.
So there is no executive team, right? We
Yep.
have a board of directors, but none of those are paid. So everything that we raise goes directly to the mission.
There aren't organizations out there that can say that.
Nope.
This is a volunteer organization that the funds strictly stay here
They stay
for
right
the
here.
upkeep
Yep.
and the growth and to help kids and young adults that need help.
And Joy, I know a goal also to, on the topic of long-term planning, like we just talked about in real estate, but for the Joy Ranch here, working to raise more money for the endowment to facilitate more people, maybe families that need some help.
That can't afford to come. Yep. My
what-
goal would be, I have created an endowment, and I hope to grow it to the point where the kids can come for free.
Awesome.
That's my long-term goal.
That is awesome. Awesome. Well, again, folks, check out that Joy Ranch website if your heart is moved to help out, because those dollars will be changing lives. So again, the website, Joy?
joyranchofsd.org.
joyranchofsd.org. Okay, here we go. And I apologize for me continually asking that, Joy.
No, that's
I'm a
fine.
number. I remember auction prices, but
If anybody out there is a Facebook fan, you should check out the Joy Ranch Facebook,
okay.
because we post all kinds of pictures and videos of all the kids' camps on
Nice,
there.
nice.
So,
It's a very interesting Facebook,
Yeah.
and it changes
yep, all the
because you
time.
never know what's
Nice.
going to happen here tomorrow.
That's right.
I'm
Yeah.
hoping we get to run into some more of your staff here, because folks, they have an amazing, Joy has built an amazing team here, and when they speak about working here, it's extremely powerful.
That and emotional.
Very emotional, yes.
Yep.
Well, let's keep, let's see. Are we
This
heading
room
out now?
is-
Oh, here's another
Oh,
room.
cool.
you know, for your business meeting. Fantastic. Look at this room.
We have a lot of mounts.
Yes, I love it. You know, you look outside, you got a little stagecoach out there, and again, supporting a wonderful cause. You can come here and you know, have your meeting or your wedding, your family reunion, and again, you guys have food right here.
We do.
And speaking of food, now during the Rendezvous, Saturday, August 19th, this is also a food festival.
It is. We have a huge slate of vendors coming. We've got ribs and corn on the cob and pulled pork sandwiches and hamburgers and funnel cakes and popcorn and root beer floats and I'd have to look at the list to even tell you the rest of them. So
That's pretty close on hitting a lot of it.
that's it.
If that doesn't interest them on food, then,
Hey, sign me up.
then they go back to the fast food in town.
Back in Minnesota, we have our state fair where we'll drive hours to go get a, you know, something on a stick or whatever. But
Right.
no,
Cotton candy and shaved ice. See, I forgot some of them already.
Minnesota hasn't put on deep fat fried lutefisk yet, have they?
Lynn, if you want to branch Dakota Egg Innovations into fried lutefisk on a stick and bring it to the state fair, Machinery Pete will sponsor it.
No.
We'll do the world a favor and maybe pause on that one.
There's certain things in life that we don't.
Although I will say this, I had never had haggis until a few years ago, and haggis is delicious. Get over into Scotland. So I never say never.
So what's haggis? I've not heard
Haggis, I'm not very good at explaining it. It's innards
that. Oh,
and delivered in a unique way. But to me, it was like a Scandinavian hot dish, and it tasted pretty good. So I think if you leave the definition at the door, it was like that was a delicious meal. So
And anything can go in a Scandinavian hot dish.
yeah, that's good.
There is no recipe for that.
You just put it
It
in
just
there.
has a name.
yeah, folks, again, check out, you know, tell the folks at your company for that next company outing to look at the Joy Ranch. I mean, to have your dollars go to a great cause and to have a beautiful facility here, just fantastic.
Whether they have a board meeting for a small group or a large group, or if they want to turn it into training sessions for their staff,
Sure.
can accommodate.
We do team building with the horses.
Team
too, for
building,
companies.
right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or if people come for corporate retreats, again, at an event center, you can't do this, but they'll take breaks, and then we will have arranged with them ahead of time. Would you like a wagon ride with the horses? Or do you want us to? You know, we have other activities
Sure.
we can do that. you
That's
just can't-
awesome.
can't
We had
do.
the chance to get you in the wagon with your hands on the reins and driving a team on the 19th. So
Yeah, absolutely.
We're going to probably have to put that up for auction to see what people will pay to see Machinery Pete driving a team.
I think Machinery Pete will
I think
maybe
we can get a little foot traffic going on that.
Machinery Pete will film it. How about that? Oh, that's okay, guys. Let's keep and we'll just
He's
say
changing
goodbye.
the subject.
We'll say goodbye to our friends here and continue to move along. Okay, now Joy,
Wanna go across the street?
across the street. Let's go across the street. You lead the way.
Okay.
This way. Okay. Again, detail at every turn, folks. Now let's stop here, Joy. So when you have all these groups in, or weddings, or reunions, or even the 19th, the Rendezvous, the engineering detail here is amazing because on Main Street, look, folks, at the square footage under the roof. So if we need some rain here in South Dakota.
We do.
We would definitely not argue with that, but if it does rain, you have plenty of room for folks to move around here.
Absolutely, undercover.
Yep.
Weather will not stop the event on the 19th.
Nope.
Of course, we'd like to have a nice day, but then again, if we get rain, everybody will be out to celebrate the rain, and they can be undercover and
And we got
enjoy
plenty
it.
of room inside too.
Sure.
And from my end, for what it's worth, I would say the bad weather has resulted in the strongest auction prices consistently over 33 years. So
Really?
there's always that.
Oh yeah.
But now you had an event here back a number of years ago. I think it was South Dakota 125.
South Dakota 125 in 2014,
Okay.
and it was the South Dakota's statehood event.
Okay.
of
125 years.
And the governor had told all the towns in the state that there wasn't going to be one central celebration.
Okay.
All the communities have your own.
Sure.
And I happened to be sitting with him, and he said, "You got the perfect place." So we did. We did it
You
out
did?
here. We had like 4,000 people here.
Wow.
We had the gunfights, the food, we had live music, we had fireworks, it was a full day, kind of like we're describing
Yep.
to you, and
And folks in the community still talk about it.
They do. They're always asking me, are you going to do that again? It was so much fun. Are you going to do that? It was so much fun.
And
Well,
you
now,
are.
Thanks to you, Greg, and
Oh.
you, Lynn, we are going to do it again.
August 19th, folks. Joy Ranch Rendezvous. It's going to be a hoot. It's just amazing here, and we were chatting here before. I think it's on the street. Correct me if I'm wrong, Joy. But one of your employees, Miranda,
Miranda, yep.
has been here with you a couple years.
She's been on staff since
She's 8.
she was 8.
Oh, as a volunteer. Okay.
Yeah, as
She's
a
been here a
volunteer.
long time.
And we were visiting, and she was relaying the story about working with a particular cancer patient, and she kind of choked up.
Oh yeah.
And there was a particular, is it on the end of this, there's a bench down? Is it this?
There is. There's a granite bench down there. A young man that is it Huntington's disease? I think is what she said. But he was out here for several years, and he loved Joy Ranch and loved riding the horses. And so as his disease progressed, I mean, he was here as much as he possibly could be. Well, then a couple of years ago, we lost him.
Mm-hmm.
And the family took the memorial money and had a granite bench that we have up here made in honor of him, and then asked if it could be here because his whole life in those last few years revolved around Joy Ranch.
Wow. I mean, the
It's
power
quite a
of
story.
the power of that truth. And Miranda was crying as she relayed it. Your staff is living the mission.
We absolutely are.
You're changing the lives of your staff. That's what it occurs to me visiting with them, is they're being involved with your mission here. Is there's folks, it's hard to explain, but it's like Lynn told me, you just got to get out here and
It
again
gives them a true focus in life.
Yeah.
What's life all about?
right.
You know?
There's-
Back to the staff. The staff has an interesting leader in Joy, but she's also a leader that does absolutely everything that the staff does.
Oh yeah.
So
Yeah.
she's not a sit back and dictate. She's roll up her sleeves and get out of her way because something's going to go on.
Yep.
And her staff just keeps up with her. So she is part of her own staff, which is pretty unique. You don't
ask
see
them
that very often.
to do anything that I wouldn't do. We had a group here a while back, and they said, "Is Joy around? We'd kind of like to meet her." And they said, "Yeah, she just went that way pulling the manure spreader."
You're pulling the manure spreader. You're getting her down
Ground
dry.
driven.
The ground driven, yes.
Behind the Kubota.
Behind the Kubota, yes.
she had a pony named Kubota.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so good. And
Those Kubota ponies are pretty good.
They are.
Yeah.
now, let's see. From here, the horses are that way?
They're that way. This is the Thirsty Boot.
Okay.
you better see the Thirsty
We
Boot.
have to go in the Thirsty Boot.
Oh, yeah.
The saloon right on Main Street here, folks.
You know, again, most main streets that you see like this have nothing behind the scenes.
Right, just a
It's-
facade.
It's yeah, and this is actually for real.
It is.
It's like the mission. The mission is for real.
It's for real.
And
Yep.
so are the building.
That's right.
So if I went into Gus's barber shop,
We give you a haircut.
If you went into Gus's barbershop, you'd be in one of the retreat rooms on this
okay, gotcha. Oh, now the saloon is the Thirsty Boot. Okay,
Thirsty Boot.
this way.
That's one of
Okay,
the side doors.
okay, okay.
They got the kids' games out.
Yep. You've got, and their days to get their schedule, they're busy all day.
They're busy all day. Yep.
They must sleep well at night.
Oh, they do. We just wear them out, you know.
And we didn't get in there, but there was another room. I don't know if it was in where we just were, the bunk room?
Oh, we were in the bunkhouse.
Oh, the bunk house. Okay.
Yep. And
Where they
that-
have all the bunk beds and stuff?
Yep. Yep.
Okay.
And there's 4 bedrooms like that. So that building, excuse me, sleeps 72.
Okay, before we hop into the
Yeah,
saloon.
this is
Oh,
has to be
I
talked
gotta go
about.
get a key.
Oh, they locked it.
Where did I get it?
Any of the staff. I've got it. I left my keys laying on the desk in the office. They're on
You go get the key, buddy.
I'm
Okay,
Hey,
he's
there-
on it. He's on it now.
They're on that middle meeting table, okay?
So Joy,
Yes, sir.
we have to talk about these
Oh, the beams.
the beams. Again, now, folks, you can come to the Joy Ranch, but everything has a story. So tell us a story on those beams, Joy.
These beams, I love historical buildings and history, of course. So I never want to see anything happen to these buildings and be torn down, but
Yep.
there was a depot in downtown Watertown.
Okay.
They were going to tear the depot down, so my partner and I bought the depot.
Yep.
But these beams came from the loading dock behind the depot,
Mm.
and we repurposed them into,
It's beautiful.
right.
So you had them delivered out here, but you didn't know yet.
No, I had no idea. I asked the school here, the building trades department,
Okay.
would you tear that dock apart and deliver it out to the ranch for me? Yeah, they said they would. They said, what are you going to do with them? I said, I don't know yet. Something will come up.
Something will come up. And look what Joy created.
Turn into somebody.
Again, that's
I
fantastic.
pulled the rabbit out of the hat, and the young lady is bringing the keys,
Awesome.
and one we need to visit with. So,
Miranda. Oh,
Awesome.
Miranda is she was right behind me.
So there are a lot of repurposed historical things out here that didn't go by the wayside. They have new life out here.
Right. Well, I told you, Joy, that I need to bring my folks from Benson, Minnesota out here to the Joy Ranch because my mom, repurposed material was her like passion. And
You need to get her out.
yes, we will get mom out to the Joy Ranch. Just fantastic. But folks, even like the little signage as you move around the Joy Ranch, again, stuff doesn't just happen. You were specific in terms of what you wanted this to look and feel like.
Absolutely. Yep. Yep.
And now that takes a ton of work. Did you ever get tired?
No, because I was
This
so
is your
excited
passion.
about what we were doing, you know.
You're not gonna
I'd
get
come
away
home
from
from the
this
real
right now.
estate office, and maybe at midnight I'm up painting the inside of the church when
Wow.
I moved it up here. So
Wow.
it's, to me, it's
Labor of
I
love.
it. Yes.
Labor of love.
It is.
Awesome.
Hey, Miranda.
No pressure, Miranda.
Hello.
Just got to find that right key.
I
last one you
took
tried
my
was
keys
this.
back up to the
The thirsty boot.
You
Okay.
cannot leave.
Now, Miranda, while we have you here.
We don't
Okay.
want you to run away.
So, Miranda, and what is your last name again, Miranda?
Freitag.
Freitag?
Freitag with a B.
Freitag.
Yep.
Okay. I know some Freitags in Minnesota. I've never met a Freitag.
Freitags.
Nice
Yep,
to
I've
meet
heard
you.
that.
But you've been at Joy Ranch here since you were young,
Yes. Yep.
working. You came, was it like a volunteer program or something?
Yep. My mom and I came out and volunteered with. We did some Parks and Rec and Camp Chance camps and things like that,
Okay.
just down in the barn with the horses.
Okay. And you've stayed involved since.
Yep. It's hard to leave.
Hard to leave. Why is it hard to leave the Joy Ranch?
This place is just, it's a sanctuary for people that, they don't get these opportunities at places that they go to. We've heard a lot of kids that come here and get told no from other places. And so, just the impact it has on all of the people that come here. But it also, I think every time that we get people out here, you learn more about yourself than they do in some cases. And it's just the faces that come here and you see them each year. And it's just,
Right.
you never want to leave this place.
And you were talking, I think you guys just had a cancer group come through of
Correct.
kids?
Yep,
Okay.
we have a camp called Camp Bring It On. It's through Sanford, and some of these kids are currently going through their treatment of cancer. Some of these kids are in remission. We have kids that come back each year, and they're constantly having to get checked. And every now and then, we unfortunately have the kids that are relapsing. And so it's just a place, though. We just had a boy. This was his last year. They get to come until they're 17 or their senior year.
Sure.
And so he's been with us for 9 years, and this place, you can just see it in his face, the tears that he had all week, and it just means a whole lot to him. And all these kids, they fight to get out here every single year, and it's it's only a week long, but like Tristan and I always tell the counselors that come each year, this week is like months for them, because it's just, this is something like the first day that they're here, they are absolutely enjoying it, and the last day that they're leaving, they're already talking about next year.
Right.
So it's just something that sticks with them all year long, and it's
Well, the design with, again, like Lynn points out, that you don't even realize this is made for, kids with some handicaps, but it's so accessible and flowing. And now, working with young kids with these challenges, Miranda, like you were saying, kind of changes you. We were talking a bit ago about, was it a young girl or boy that was in the last group that was really having a tough time and couldn't. Yep. There's the tears. But helping. How do you, when you tell your friends what it's like to work out here? What do you tell them?
it's just it's one of those places I could talk and talk and talk and talk about it, but it's just until you're here and you experience, I mean, what campfire does for these kids, or what the horses, just the impact it has on them.
Yeah.
It's just, it's life changing, and they just.
And getting up close with the horses, what is that like when the first time a kid gets to get on that horse? I mean, you must see.
Yeah,
Just incredible.
We had a little girl come out here, and she actually had suffered a personal accident to herself, and it ended up she's got brain trauma for the rest of her life. She actually regressed. She's an 18-year-old, but she's now like a 7-year-old in an 18-year-old's body.
Sure.
And so ever since her accident, they've just struggled to keep her in her chair, but she's a threat to herself and to others outside of her chair. And so when she came to camp, I remember her mom came up to my mom and I, and she said, I want to give this a shot, but there's no way. She's not going to be able to do this or handle this. And we said, give her a chance. Like, I think you'd be surprised at what this place can do. And she was, I won't lie, it was getting to be an issue, but we took her down to the barn, and she got to see the horses, and everyone said, do not put her on a horse. It's going to be just a disaster. And we got her up on that horse, and it was a struggle. But the second she got on that horse, we walked her over to a mirror. We've got mirrors surrounding the entire arena. And she got into that mirror, and she has hardly said a word since her accident. And she looked in the mirror, and she started sobbing, and she just kept saying, me, me, me. And it was like she was finally able to see herself again for the first time since her accident. And that was just...
You're gonna make me
That
cry.
was insane. So, I mean,
That's
and,
awesome.
and so for that camp,
Yeah.
I mean, that was just one of those things, you see the impact these horses have.
Right.
They just create this bond, and those horses, they can sense it, and our horses, we are so blessed with the horses we have. They are just absolutely amazing. And they see these kids, and I mean, just the difference of me getting on them versus you put a child on there and they're instantly just
Yeah.
I'm your babysitter, I got you, I'm gonna take care of you. And it's just, there is that bond, they just know.
Well, Miranda, thank you for sharing your truth from working here all these years at Joy Ranch, and enjoy your employees.
Oh, I love them. We have the most amazing group here. I mean, they'll do anything, and I'll do it with them. But like I talk about Miranda, she'll be down with the horses and the kids. Next time you see her, she might be doing the chores, and then she's up in the kitchen doing the dishes, and all of a sudden she's dressed up serving dinner to a corporate retreat.
That's a busy day, Miranda.
Oh yeah, we wear many hats around here.
It's getting her done.
Yeah.
That's
Wow.
what makes this place unique.
Yes. Because the staff totally believes in what we're doing here. You wouldn't be here if you didn't.
And it does. It takes a special group to run a place like this. But
Yep.
I mean, I can't say it enough. These kids, all you heard all week long, we have all the kids at our cancer camp. They talk at the end of the week at their last campfire. And we just have them, explain to the counselors and the staff what this place means to them, what the week means to them. And all I heard over and over and over again is how thankful they are for such a safe place to finally be able to just be themselves. They don't have to hide who they are. They don't have to, they can be weird. They can be funny. They can, they're just,
Me.
yes,
Yep.
they're themselves. So.
I love it.
Only in the Midwest can you find something like this.
Well, it's
And with Midwest people.
Midwest people, we know it, and we see it when the time and need is there. Enjoy what you've created here is extrapolation of that, I think, just helping people. And again, we just need to let more people know about it. So thank you again, Miranda.
Thank
we
you.
will now. You'll be here for the August 19th, right?
Oh, of course.
Oh,
You guys
yes.
all better be
Okay.
out here.
She's
She
here
has no-
every
Okay.
day.
Yeah.
All right.
No choice.
Come to the
She'll be
rendezvous
behind the
and
bar.
talk to Miranda and the
You're gonna
great
get
staff.
captured.
Now we need to check out the Thirsty Boot. Anytime you see a Thirsty Boot, you got to check it out. Thanks again, Miranda.
Thank you.
Okay, so again, if you have an organization, a wedding, a reunion, folks, you can come be and hang out in the Thirsty Boot. Enjoy. Tell us about this place you created. This is awesome.
Just about everything you see in this building is repurposed.
Repurposed. Okay.
Repurposed.
So even though obviously the tubs hanging from the ceiling,
Oh yeah, the lights, right?
the lights, yeah.
The
yeah.
ceiling,
Yeah.
it's out of old livestock panels that we cut up and put in the grid.
Nothing goes to waste.
Nothing goes to
Now
waste.
we do need to go up to the bar.
Yes.
And because we have kind of a story here, folks. Again, you're big with the auctions and the estate sales and things like that. So where did this wood come from?
There was an old church, and it had kind of gone into disrepair, and it was by a couple of friends of mine that had some pretty nice houses. So they were going to try to buy it and then
Sure.
tear it down.
Okay.
And they got it bought, and then they said to me, they know what I'm looking for, right?
Mhm.
So they said to me, do you want any of that in there before we tear it down? And I said, yeah, give me 10 days. So I went in there and I stripped out all the stained glass in that whole church and created message centers, and you'll see them all over town, up and down Main Street.
Mm.
I stripped out all the woodwork and the doors. And if you look at the front of this bar here, Greg, those are doors. See?
Oh,
Outside.
yeah. I
Yeah.
didn't notice that before.
Yep, they're doors. And
They're the heavy old oak 4-panel door.
yeah, yep. And all the furniture in here, like that chair, is built out of pieces of doors.
Door, right? Wow.
The coat rack over there. Even the bar top, this was wainscoting that was on the walls in that church.
Okay.
So we cut that up and I poured a plastic over the top.
So when you belly up to the bar,
Yeah. Well, if you'll notice, it has a disabled end in the bar too.
again,
Yeah.
the detail, Joy, just amazing.
We did, when we did these doors, I took all the hardware off, right?
Yep.
Because this is from an old building.
Yep.
Took all the hardware and the hinges off, and I had 2 5-gallon buckets of hardware left.
Okay.
And I said to my friend, what are we going to do with this? And he said, give it to my wife and I, we're going to build you something. So that is all,
They said they were going to bill you something.
yeah, that's all built on doorknobs and hinges.
Look at that. Wow.
And is it heavy? It is heavy.
Wow. I'll try to get in a little closer here, folks. But
I'll get some light.
out of, doorknobs,
There you
an
go.
amazing cross. Look at that. That's what I mean, folks. Everywhere you go here at the Joy Ranch, you're moving around Main Street, you're in your room, you're in the business meeting rooms, you're out on the deck. Details, 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 history, joy, and again, all for a mission that is just so needed and so life-changing. And to hear one of your employees, Miranda, talk about, you can just tell that when I first visited with her and Lexi, some of your other employees, it's like whatever they go on to do throughout their lives,
They'll never forget.
they'll never forget. They'll carry it with them. To the benefit of all of us.
It's people like that that'll probably stay
Yeah.
for a long time for the life, make this become a life mission.
Right.
As we grow this and as we get expanded,
Yeah.
it's going to take a core group like that.
Right. They
And you,
believe it.
and you have a core group.
Yeah.
We
So
have-
you have everything to grow with,
That's right.
which is pretty neat in this day and age.
That's
We had a young
unbelievably
man
neat.
here at one of the camps who had no limbs, no arms, no legs. He said, there's no way I could ride a horse. And I said, oh yes you can. And because we have the adaptive saddles, we got
Okay.
him up there. And
Wow.
he
And
will never forget that.
No, they won't.
And somewhere,
Nor will your staff.
No.
yeah, it's just, unbelievably
Back
life-changing.
to the staff, you can tell just by visiting with them, they care.
Yep.
And if they care, the people will be taken care of, the facilities will be taken care of, and having a staff like that with you leading them, there is no choice but this thing to just grow on its mission, to be able to help more people.
And they all care about each other and I care about them,
Yeah.
so it's a team.
And I
Then you throw 25 head of horses in there that care about everybody too.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
And
yeah,
a turkey.
and a turkey. Okay, let's maybe on that note, let's head over. Can we get a look with the horses?
Horses,
That would be
absolutely.
great.
I'll go get the cart.
And we'll meet you out there. You'll find us, okay?
I'll find you.
Okay.
I don't know if that
Always
goes
trust
over.
Lynn.
Yeah.
He'll find us. But well, now I'm getting old, Joy. I lose my train of thought sometimes. But it's overwhelming here. The detail is just
It would take you hours, literally, to talk about every piece in here. But as people saw what we were creating out here,
yeah.
they have in their own homes heirlooms that
Sure.
are stuffed in the garage, stuffed in the basement, got
Right.
a blanket over it. Nobody ever sees them.
Right.
So they could see what we were doing, so people would bring their things out there,
Mm.
such as this horse run. And so then I always made them give me the story. Well,
Oh.
what's the story of your heirloom?
Okay.
And so if you, it would take you hours, literally. But if we went all through town, you're gonna find things like this all over with the story of why this was so special to that family.
Oh, you're honoring people.
Yeah.
That's a
Yeah.
powerful thing to do.
And they'll bring their family out here and say, there's Grandpa's.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're keeping a legacy alive. That is just amazing. And again, the details for the 19th, the rendezvous, August 19th. You have a can-do attitude and heart, Joy, because you just kind of decided this spring to do it.
Right. In March we talked about it, and in April we put it in motion.
Yep.
And well, there isn't anything you can't do if you put your mind to it.
Hey, get after it. Well, that's why you built what you built, Joy, and business and out here, and just amazing. So, okay, so if we go out, which way are we?
Our chauffeur's going to come and get us. Here he
Oh,
comes.
there he is. Lynn Odlin, Dakota Ag Innovations, folks. That guy's on the stick. He'll get you where you got to go, and he'll make your tractor and your truck and your trailer look better than it ever has. And Machinery Pete approved. It'll be worth more money if you use Dakota Ag Innovations. I'm being serious.
Oh,
Because I've got
I appreciate that.
I've got 33 years watching stuff sell, and when you use the Power of Foam or Dakota Shine, Bright Plus,
Right.
on that aluminum, it is fantastic. We'll talk more about that in a little bit, but let's hop back into the truck here and we'll go see some horses.
We should be doing this on horseback, shouldn't we?
I know.
Oh well,
We should go harness team up.
I don't have much game when it comes to horses, Joy. I need some time at the ranch, I think.
We can take care of that.
I can throw the harness on and we can.
Yes. Okay. So beautiful, just facilities, peaceful. Hoofbeat Trail.
Hoofbeat Trail.
So, Joey, you said you kind of have always been involved with horses.
Always have, my whole
Okay.
life. Yep.
Since you were just a little kid, what horses did you have when you were young?
I had a Palomino.
Okay.
I've had all kinds of horses.
Okay.
But I'm very partial to paints.
That's your favorite.
that's
and
what
why is that your favorite?
I don't know. Just
Something.
that's what I raised.
Okay.
And they're just so beautiful.
They are beautiful, unbelievable, just incredible.
One of the paints I raised is right over there. We'll be driving by her
Okay.
in a little bit. So
And again, 25 horses out here?
25 horses.
Okay. And a mule?
We have donkey
Donkey. Okay.
and 2 miniatures, a pony, 2 goats, 6 chickens, 8 ducks, and 2 pigs, and a turkey.
The 2 pigs are kind of the newest neighbors,
Yeah,
right?
they're little.
Okay. Awesome. So the facility here, what is this, like your show arena?
This is an indoor riding arena.
Riding arena. Okay.
And up until about 3 years ago, you really could only use it in the summer. But since
That's me.
heated it, and so now year-round it's playing.
Wow.
programs.
Okay. We'll hop off here, folks, and take a look inside
I'll swing you up on your side if you want.
again to show you the detail. And by the way, I asked when we were touring around the first time, folks, I saw the wagon off in the distance. And there's always a story, isn't there, Joy?
There is. That one came from a farm just not too far from here.
Okay.
And I'll see something someplace where it looks like nobody's really taking care of it, and I'll stop and ask them, you want that?
Yeah, you're not shy about. Hey, you got to ask, right?
Yeah, you gotta ask.
Okay. And here we'll look inside the riding arena, folks. And I'll try to get you a look at the far side. Again, so Joy,
Notice the mirrors on the side that they talk about.
That's what.
Kids can see themselves.
Yep.
And that's just priceless.
And that's that
Right.
story that Miranda just
Yep.
told.
yeah.
Yep.
And down at the far end, that's where the kids are loaded onto the horses, Joy?
Yes, that's the ramp.
Okay.
And so the wheelchairs go up the ramp,
Okay.
and we're just installing
you-
a lift too. So
Oh, a
that-
lift.
A hydraulic lift.
Nice.
To get
So you must see a lot of smiles in the riding arena.
Oh yeah.
How does that make you feel?
Awesome.
That's fantastic.
Awesome. It's worth it. It's worth, every minute I put into this place. So.
Do you ever look back now and think, gosh, oh, by the way, got some ducks
Oh,
there.
there's
Just
some of our ducks. Yep.
there you go. They're just hanging out. Again, this is why I need to come to the Joy Ranch, people. I'm telling you, we live in a modern world and the pace is fast. That you come here, it just feels good.
You talk about peace,
Yeah.
peaceful. The ducks, the chickens, the pig, the horses, they all live together.
Yep.
You know, the cats, the barn cat, nobody chases anything. They're all together and everybody's happy. The turkey jumped up on the bench in front of my living room window when I was gone to a board meeting here a few weeks ago.
Okay.
So the dog sitter sent me a picture, and she's up on the bench watching TV through
The
the
turkey? And that's Jenny?
window. Jenny, yeah.
Ah, God bless
Yeah.
Jenny.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
You want to walk through and I pick you at the other end, or
We can.
Yeah,
If you
sure.
like.
Okay.
I'll meet you out the other end?
See you in a little bit, Jeeves. Okay. So again, Joy, do you ever think back to, I mean, when you started, does it seem like long ago? Does it seem like yesterday? Do you ever look back and think, how the heck did this
Oh,
come to be?
that's funny you should ask me that question. Because a few years ago, I was coming home from work. They're just getting the horses ready. I was coming home from work, and you know how when you concentrate on something, I
Yep.
know I got to do this next and this next and
Right.
this next, and you do this, right?
Yep.
So I came home one night and then drove up there, and I thought, where did all this come from? It's kind of like you just
Right.
finally stopped and looked at it.
Hmm.
You know, I had so many tasks to do. I never stopped and kind of looked at the whole picture, and I
Right.
thought, wow.
Wow.
You know.
It is amazing what you've built your Joy. And again, I think in those, like your employee Miranda, or the young kids, how they verbalize, or their families, or even the organizations involved giving to the Joy Ranch, what it means to them, changing lives at every level.
And they all become a part of the Joy Ranch family. You know, whether it's a corporate retreat group or we keep in touch with them, let them know what's going on out here.
I love it. And that Facebook page, again, you guys update that and provide.
Daily, yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, so I grew up around tractors, Joy, not horses, but okay, let's do the advice thing again. If young people out there are interested in horses, what, as a champion, a horse shower, what would you say?
That's a tough role, but you have to be dedicated, you know.
Yep.
I would come home from, like I said, I'm a real estate broker, but I'd come home late at night, and I'd come down in the arena and turn the lights on, and I'd be training horses at midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning.
Okay.
You know,
Right.
you have to have that kind of dedication, whether it be to build this or get a national
Yeah.
champion, or
Right.
you just have to be dedicated.
Curious, I can't remember who wrote the book a number of years ago that said to be an expert in something, you need to give it at least 10,000 hours. And I
Oh,
thought it
I'm
was an
sure.
interesting premise.
Yeah.
So someone who's in the real estate industry and what you've built here, it sounds like that's kind of what you're talking about. Not that you put a number on it, but just you got to live it.
You do. I mean, it's your life.
Yeah.
You
Just
know.
like to be successful at farming. It
It's
ain't
your
easy.
life. Yeah.
You got to live it.
Right.
Awesome. All right. Well, let's go down here. And so you'll have on August 19th for the Rendezvous, the horses will be out, and for people can get kind of up close to them and check them out. Or
They'll be able to see them. I
See
think
'em?
we'll have too many people on site for them to be able to be.
yeah,
you know, on
with that
Main
many
Street.
people. Right. Okay.
So this is.
saddling up, getting ready to move.
They are, aren't they? So this was the original part of the ranch that I built before
Okay.
Joy Ranch. So
Okay.
this is where my home, the riding arena,
Yep.
all of this was done before the dream of Joy Ranch became
Okay.
reality.
And again, it was 2012 that opened, Joy Ranch?
2012, yep.
2012.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Thank you, Lynn.
One thing I'm good at.
You are a good tour guide.
You're good at making equipment shine, I'll tell you that. I know that much.
It's neat to see the kids out front
Yeah.
getting horses ready.
They're having fun.
It's kind of a happy place around horses,
See,
imagine
they
for you,
just
Joy.
came, yeah, it's very happy. They came yesterday, and they would have learned horsemanship yesterday.
Yep.
So now, look, they all know what they're supposed to be doing.
Yep.
Getting their brushes.
Just
getting
the confidence,
the
I would imagine,
confidence.
has to be huge for.
Confidence is a big thing with horses because they're big.
Yep.
And
So they're
responsibilities.
intimidating. And responsibility.
Yep.
Anybody that's brought up on a horse understands responsibilities.
Right.
They have to take care of them, feed them, or they shouldn't have a horse.
Well, guys, maybe we'll end our little tour here. Joy, thank you so much for the tour.
Thank you for
And again,
coming.
we kind of just brushed the tip of the iceberg here, folks, at the Joy Ranch. But again, I just want to let you know, Saturday, August 19th, the Joy Ranch Rendezvous. Come on out. Be, tons of great food and events. We're going to see Joy in a gunfight. I'll be around talking to people. We'll be filming for our TV show.
I'm not gonna miss that one.
It's going to be good. And we don't know we're going to have Lynn do yet. He'll do something fun.
Oh, we'll do something. But Greg, we can't thank you enough for coming out because you have to see this and help tell the story, and we appreciate that.
We're so thrilled to be able to have you here.
Well, again, folks, as you hit the cafes and stuff, it's fun to talk about tractors and stuff, but you know what? Talk to your buddies about the Joy Ranch because it's a life-changing place out here in Florence, South Dakota. And again, we'll have a special episode coming up on the show soon. So thanks again, guys.
Thanks, folks.
Thank you.